Picks of the Week. Hello, this is Takashi here. And yes, it's that time of the month again, where today, I'll be unveiling the latest releases for MF Bunko J for June 23, 2023. Most of these novels are very interesting and highly recommended, so do check it out. And with that, let's start the lineup. Entering the lineup is the new novel by Sankaku no Kyori wa Kajirinai Zero, author Sajinomiya Misaki, illustrated by Haru Ichikawa, titled Go-Go 4G. Tome, Tokidoki Siyu, or the English title, 4 p.m. Invisible, sometimes voice acting. When it comes to Misaki-sensei making stories, it always gets me blown my expectations, whether it's making a bizarre love story, a one-shot graduation love story, or wishing upon a planet. Though, there are quite many voice-acting stories lately, be it on manga or novel, this one is quite the one to watch for. Highly recommended. Next is the new novel by Mamahaha no Tsurego, author Kayasuke Kamishiro, illustrated by Ryuu no Ashigoto, and 8686- artist Shirabi, titled Sherlock plus Academy Logic. 1 Crime King's Grandson, Refute the Great Detective. If I can say one thing from many of Kamishiro-sensei's works of perspective, I would say it's really a worth to pick up for. But when you make a detective story set in a academy school, but with the Sherlock name in it, would that be a mind blown? I would say yes. Story-wise, Shirabi-sensei also makes godly art on this work, something that it gets my attention to pick it up for pre-order. Highly recommended. Up next is the new novel by Meo Chiki, author Hajime Asano, illustrated by Shabaranai Kurusu-san and Ayakashi Triangle color designer/artist Tadano Yukiko. Titled Dorenamo Natsukanai Soro Jiru Ga Mainichi o Tamari Shida Gat Kuru, or the English title, A Solo Gal Who Doesn't Get Attached to Anyone Wants to Stay Every Day. This new novel has recently just caught my attention. As I quoted the next Jumai Saikatsu, because of the single romance story element story borrowed from that. Other than that, I can really tell it went amazing so quickly that it just fluffed out of nowhere. Really had my hopes for more when it releases. Next is the ongoing novel series Haiden no Aria, Era Habaki no Miko, or the English title, Aria the Scarlet Ammo, The Shinobi Priestess, Volume 39 by Chugaku Akamatsu, illustrated by Kabuchi. This novel needs no introduction as it has become its fan favorites since 2008 with manga adaptation and TV anime debuted, but fails to rank top 10 in Kanorano. Despite that, it still became the hottest and the longest novel to read for. Something that novel contenders like the Toru series needs to observe on. Really recommended to pick up. Next is the Kono light novel Ga Sugoi. Hall of Famer novel series, Yukoso Jitsuryoku Shiju Shugi no Kyushitsu e, 2 Nensei Hen, or the English title, Classroom of the Elite, Year 2, Volume 9.5 by Shogo Kinagasa, illustrated by Shunsaku Tamos. Regarding this novel, it was just as good since its first volume release back in 2015. The current story now sets in their second winter break, which happens to be also the upcoming Christmas Eve, something that I have been waiting for, a slow-mo day after hard-fought battles at school. The chapter of this volume are also somewhat short, so I do expect a fast outcome concluded. Highly recommended for new readers. Next is the ongoing popular Isekai novel series, Re-Zero Kara Hajimaru Isekai Saikatsu, or the English title, Re-Zero- Starting Life in Another World, Volume 34 by Tappei Nagatsuki, illustrated by Shinichiro Otsuka. This novel doesn't needs no introduction or whatsoever, as every story that Tappei-sensei made into Re-Zero was satisfyingly beautiful, sometimes dark and disturbing at most times due staying true to its isekai elements. Something which I really had seen it for a very long time ago as a rare isekai reader. Worth to check it out if interested. Up next is the ongoing novel Lingerie Girl wa Okinamesu Mama, or the English title, Lingerie Girl at Your Service, Volume 5 by the Hensuki duo Tomo Hanuma and Soon. When it comes to slapstick comedy, and never-ending harem plus eki, this novel is the one to come for. Kawaikariba Hentai Demo Suki Ni Nat Kuramasu Ka? Or Hensuki for short. I quite find it very interesting, but still a bit of hasn't met my attention level yet, as it's still stuck with the style of Hensuki, but still has the good amount of romance that it brought into. Quite a good novel to read for. Next up is the ongoing novel, Dancher Kinsei Game Sekai Da or Ga Yarabiki Yuyitsu no Koto, or the English title, Reincarnated in the World of a Yuri Game as a Man Who Got Sandwiched by Yuris, Volume 2 by Ryo Hazakura, illustrated by Hai. This novel been running great in terms of its web novel version, and also quite a fascinating harem plus school life novel. The story also has straight up getting haremed by 3 girls in a single volume, which kinds of generic, considering there are plenty of novel series did that feat before. Still worth to recommend it for if you're interested. And finally, wrapping up the lineup of the releases, is the ongoing novel, Bokura no Haru wa Inazuma no Uni, or the English title, A Lightning Attack to My Heart, Volume 2 by Yu Kagami, author of Boku no Kanojo Sensei. Illustrated by Takuya Fujima, author of Negima, Neo and Senyaku no Sigurdrifa. When you bring infamous, yet 2 great rare favorites author and artist combined together to make one good novel story, it is a lightning attack to people's heart. Moreover, Kagami-sensei really did bring some elements of his previous works, combine them all, and made it into a cute, single romance, yet sometimes eki story. Definitely worth to read for. Now, let's look what other novel titles that will be out on June 23rd. We'll start with MF Books. From MF Books, is the highly rated isekai novel series, Mushoku Tensei, Dasakuhen, or the English title, Mushoku Tensei, Redundancy, Volume 1 by Rifujin na Maganote, illustrated by Shirataka. This novel series has came a long way rising its success lately, yet also has been among the talks in every media, be either you're an anime watcher or a manga reader. It also really has encapsulated the story, yet has set the bar of somewhat dubbed as the best-selling novel in the isekai category. Really worth to pick up for if you're a fan. From Overlap Bunko, is the ongoing world-building novel series, Genjitsu Shugi Yusha no Okoku Saikenki, or the English title, How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom, Volume 18 by Doji Amaru, illustrated by Fuyuki. This novel has been quite a success lately, particularly because it's Overlap Bunko's 4th running best novels, after The Faraway Paladin and Failure Frame. And if you're into less fighting, more into making an empire with the best ladies, then this novel is the thing you need because, yes, the best girls rules with the main man. Worth to read and recommend. Next, is the ongoing novel series, Hajirwaka no Jotai Ijo Sukuru de Saikyo ni Nata or Ga Subit o Jurin Suru Maid, or the English title, Failure Frame, I Became the Strongest and Annihilated Everything with Low-Level Spells, Volume 11 by Kaoru Shinozaki, illustrated by KWKM. This novel series has been making great stories as of late, especially with its web novel version, which it has taken to a new bloody level that hasn't yet to explored from the light novel version. Other than that, the ekiness being brought to it just as good as it was. Really recommended. And last but not least, is the ongoing novel, Spells and Lives, Koibito ga Kirifuda no Shonen wa Kimo Mimi Asashin, or the English title, Spell and Lives, The Boy Whose Lover is His Trump Card is a Furriered Assassin, Volume 2 by Jurihair, illustrated by Tarako Max. I was taken aback lately by how even though it's a slow progress story, it's still a worth to read, with furries. Other than that, its premise sets in the modern world, which I highly can tell it's a reverse isekai. Still, I hasn't seen much other good things other than that it's harem and furries. Would check it out if interested. And wrapping up the video, here are the upcoming titles that will release by the end of June, namely, Hibarakuan no Tsuyakyut Saishin New Game Volume 5 by Amamiya Kazuki, Seijo no Osawa Volume 6 by Sakaishi Yusaku and Rokujuma no Shinryakusha. Volume 43 by Take Haya. Make sure to pre-order your favorites today. And that's all for today. Thank you so much for watching. Do please subscribe to the channel for more great contents coming soon. Until then, goodbye.